What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Fancy Lutfi, and this is Game Week 24 preview. In this video, I'll be running through the fixtures of the Barclays Premier League and also giving you my prediction and forecast on team performances. Also, last but not least, giving you some players for you to consider and possibly bring into your team before tonight's deadline. Let's not waste any more time and let's start off with the fixtures. Arsenal and Southampton. Arsenal wouldn't want a repeat of what happened last week where they saw them losing 1-0 at home against Chelsea, where they saw them losing their position at the top of the Barclays Premier League to Leicester. So a lot riding on this because they need to close the gap between Leicester and not get Leicester or Manchester City 3 or 6 points ahead of them. But they are also boosted by the return of Alexis Sanchez. He'll probably be starting tonight. And that would be some great news for Arsenal and company. Southampton, on the other hand, still high from the 1-0 win at Old Trafford where they won Manchester United, seeing their new signing making his second half debut and scoring his debut goal, which proved to be the match winner. Charlie Austin, fantastic player, and we should see him starting tonight for Southampton too. Would be a really interesting game. Southampton would prove to be one tough customer for Arsenal, but I think Arsenal can still get the 3 points. Next up, we have Leicester and Liverpool. Leicester playing good football lately. We see Riyad Mahrez creating chances and also Vardy finally started scoring again. But now they are equipped with a new striker, like Remy, the record signing from Chelsea. And so we can see Remy and Vardy up front. And the wingers would be Mark Albrighton and Riyad Mahrez. So with this lineup in place, they have more chances to score goals and play counter-attacking football. So I think that signing is really good. Remy is a fantastic player. Let's see how it works tonight. Liverpool, on the other hand, after just conceding 4 goals in one game against Norwich, but they scored 5 to win the game, they need to work on their defense. So I think Leicester will definitely score at least 2 goals unless their defense is really tight and impenetrable. So we see how Liverpool can bounce back from that 5-4 win, how changes they make, and also how well Firmino will play, because I think he is key for Liverpool's success. But then again, he is really inconsistent. So a lot riding on here, but I have Leicester getting the 3 points easily. But it will still be a great game. Don't forget to watch that. Norwich and Spurs, to me, pretty simple, hands down. Tottenham Hotspur's gonna get the 3 points. Harry Kane and company would be scoring goals, at least 2 goals. So if you have Kane, Ali, Eriksson, Alderweireld or Lloris, do play them because they'll be getting good points for you. Next up, Manchester City visiting Sunderland. Another simple one to call. I'll have Manchester City getting the 3 points easily, at least 2 goals by them, because now we see Sergio Aguero scoring lots of goals for City, and although De Bruyne is out, we have Silva, Sterling, Yaya Toure, Jesus Navas giving the attacking options for City, and so 3 points for City. Next up, West Ham and Aston Villa. This would be a really tough game to call because West Ham looks to get the win, but Aston Villa, although they are rooted to the bottom of the Premier League with only 13 points, they have been playing football well lately. They've been really making it tough for their opponents to score against them and win against them. Past few games they got lots of draw and, if I'm not wrong, 1 or 2 wins, which is really good for them. So West Ham got some work to do if they want to get the win at Villa. Next up, we have Palace and Bournemouth. Another hard one to call because Palace defense has been bad lately, and their offense have been pretty blank lately. Just 1 or 2 goals in each of their games and conceding lots of goals. So I think if Bournemouth are able to capitalize on that, they can score 1 or 2 and possibly hope that Palace does not score more than them. So I have maybe a draw here or Palace winning this match. Next up, Manchester United and Stoke. Stoke, as you guys will have known, playing well against those big clubs this season. So they may surprise Manchester United at Old Trafford tonight. But then again, do remember that Manchester United wouldn't want to lose twice in a row to a mid-table team, as we saw them lose to Southampton last week. If they do lose, Louis van Gaal is really in trouble. But I don't think so. Manchester United would play some decent football and we possibly see Martial or Rooney scoring for United. Next up, West Brom and Swansea. Most of you would think West Brom get the win, but no. For me, I got Swansea. Andre Ayew, Gylfi Sigurdsson should be playing good football, and it will be enough for them to win West Brom. So Swansea here. This next game is really interesting. Everton and Newcastle. Everton not being able to score goals, but playing good football. Ross Barkley in the middle, Gerard Deulofeu, and Romelu Lukaku up front. Lukaku hasn't been scoring, so once he starts scoring, then Everton would win more games easily. On the other hand, Newcastle would be a really tough one to win because they are fighting for survival. Third from the bottom of the Premier League table with only 21 points. They have been playing great football, and it was disappointing that they lost to Leicester because they have been really great run of form, scoring lots of goals and getting draws or wins. So I have Everton to win here because I think that they would overpower Newcastle. But it can go either way. If you guys have Wijnaldum, do play him because I think Newcastle will actually score 1 goal. Last but not least, Watford and Chelsea. This is a great game. Watford, Odin Igalo, Troy Deeney would look to win against Chelsea, scoring goals, but it would be really hard because I think Chelsea would surely score. So in order for Watford to win Chelsea, they need to outscore them. Diego Costa, Willian, Fabregas, and the return of Eden Hazard, they will score lots of goals. So if Watford wants to win, they need to defend properly and not allow Chelsea to outscore them. Well, that's it for the fixtures. Let's move on quickly to the transfers. I would like to show you guys some players that you should bring in or are a must-have this season. Let's go to the goalkeepers. Let's look at the total scores first. We have Butland, Cech, and Gomes. You guys have one of these 3 players or 2 of these 3 goalkeepers. That's great for you guys, although Butland isn't in some good form. Cech and Gomes are in slightly better form. We'll take a look at form quickly after this. Defenders, we have Alderweireld, Sagna, Smalling, Koscielny, and Scott Dan. So for here, you can have Alderweireld, Sagna. I don't trust Manchester United as of now, so maybe not Smalling. Koscielny is not too bad, but been conceding some goals. And Scott Dan, you should stay away from him because Palace have been conceding goals every single game lately. So although I have him, I may take him out soon. But he's a great player, love him. Maybe when I use my wildcard, I'll take him out. Midfielders, we have Riyad Mahrez, Mesut Ozil, Wijnaldum, Andre Ayew, Ross Barkley. Well, these are the core players that most teams would have. But now we see the uprising of Eriksen, Dele Alli, Dimitri Payet, and also Willian. apparently he looks injured, and I didn't know about that. Foot injury. So he may start the game, but so if you guys have Willian, you probably want to bench him. Although he's a great addition to your team, probably get him in game week 25. And the forwards, we have Lukaku, Igalo, Vardy, Kane, Dini, Giroud, and Aguero. As of now, the top strikers would be Aguero, Kane, and also maybe Lukaku. I beg your pardon, Igalo. So those are the players you want to have in your team. Let's quickly look at the form. We have Bunn and Foster. Not too sure why they are having top forms. Let's take a look at it quickly. Clean sheets. Let's take a look at the history. Do you have a penalty save? PS. Yes, he did have a penalty save against Leicester, Riyad Mahrez. So probably why he got more points. Let's look at Foster for Southampton. Oh, I think he has 3 clean sheets in the last 3 games that he played, because recently he started playing games. So he has that going for him. Next up, we have looked at the defenders. Target, Van Aanholt, Lescott, Christian Fuchs, Van Dijk, Hus. So for defenders, you may want to use the normal defenders like Alderweireld, Monreal, Walshed, Hector Bellerin, and maybe a combination of Target and Van Aanholt or Christian Fuchs, depending on your price range. If you want to save some cash for maybe Sergio Aguero, Target and Walshed is really good buys. Midfielders, we have Firmino, Andre Ayew, Wijnaldum, Eriksen, Ward-Prowse, Drinkwater, Dele Alli, and James Milner. So for this, I suggest you guys to get Firmino, Ayew, or Eriksen, and Ali, because they are in good form. And that's about that. But my main point is the forwards. Sergio Aguero is on a 10 points for the form. And Valencia after scoring 2 goals, so well, maybe that's just one-off kind of thing. But Aguero is really up there. He's been scoring lots of goals for Manchester City, and you want him in your team. I'm about to make a move for him, but I'm trying to make some space for cash. So I'm not too sure how am I going to bring Aguero in, but I'm going to make it soon because he's really an asset to have in your team for £13.5 million. Charlie Austin, you may want to get him after the Arsenal game to see how well he's going to be playing like. Diego Costa, another alternative if you don't have Harry Kane, and if you prefer Chelsea, you can take Costa and bring him in. So quickly, captain choice for this week. First up, number 1, you have to get Sergio Aguero as your captain if he's in your team. They're playing against Sunderland, and they're going to score goals, and Aguero is going to be in the mix of that. If he doesn't score, probably get an assist. So Aguero is the top captain pick. Second, you may want to choose the player like Harry Kane. I'll probably go with him if I did not get Sergio Aguero. So he'll be my captain and hope he does not disappoint me as he did not do last week. 10 points for me last week from Harry Kane. Well, that's all for me, guys. Hope you guys liked this video, and if you guys have any feedback or comments, do leave it down in the comment section below, and we can interact and possibly talk about team selections and who we should transfer in or transfer out this week. That's all, guys. Thank you guys very much. Stay tuned for Game Week 25 preview and also the review of Game Week 24. Peace out.